12 months ago at the Masters, Shaun Murphy and his friend retired teacher Bob Ledger outlined the work they'd been undertaking in an attempt to eliminate the dreaded kick from the game of snooker.
What a kick that was.
The oil that is present in the cloth during its manufacturing process, when laid on the table and subjected to the heat, which a lot of the public won't be aware of just how hot that playing condition is. The tables are heated from underneath and the TV staging lights from above. That heat generates a reaction where that oil on that ball actually erodes the surface of the balls that are on the table. And when you get two balls that collide with two exposed areas, if you like, that's a kick.
Shaun and Bob came to the conclusion that kicks could be reduced and possibly eliminated from the game by the application of a polish that's produced by the ball manufacturers.
You apply it and then buff it off. And what it does is it restores the outer covering of the ball to how it was when it left the factory. Somebody backstage replenishing and covering and polishing the balls and making them new again, so that every however many frames, be it 5 or 6, or whenever you started to see a kick, you can change a new set of balls, a bit like they do in tennis.
And back in 2014, Shaun called on the governing body, the WPBSA, to take action.
Everybody goes, oh yeah, that makes sense, and nods along in agreement. We're just waiting for something just to be done about it at the moment, and it'll be nice as and when our information is taken on board and something gets done about it.
Well, since then we've been doing quite a bit of testing behind the scenes. We've also been doing some sampling in events as well, which has caused a little bit of a stir at some point, but we'll continue to do that until we, of course, get things absolutely right. We felt that perhaps the surface of the ball was getting a little bit dry and losing its finish, and there's been all sorts of talk about that, about is it the heaters, and we did some testing actually out in Beijing in one of the practice rooms there, where we actually treated the balls with a finishing polish, which is the same as that which they're treated with when they leave the factory. We've actually applied this finishing polish to the balls in an event, the European Tour in Lisbon. We actually did this in a major event for the first time, which for us was a very brave move, but it stemmed from the volume of complaints that we received from the UK Championship, and even Ronnie O'Sullivan complained about the bouncy cushions at the UK Championship. I've never heard Ronnie complain about tables in all the years I've known him. And many of the other players, it was a consistent complaint. So we reached a point where we said, you know, it's time the WPBSA stepped up and actually took the lead on this to do something about it.
We're very pleased that the WPBSA are starting tentatively to look at some of our suggestions. This ball cleaner that we trialled in Portugal was one of our suggestions. It's a little disappointing that, after the positive start that we saw when it was used in Portugal, it wasn't used in the UK, it wasn't used in the Championship League last week, and it hasn't been used here. That's disappointing, but I'm sure WPBSA have their reasons.
We haven't done it here simply because we haven't had the opportunity now to issue the finishing polish to all the players. We're actually in the process of doing that. We're going to issue the polish to all the players so that they can practice with it. We think we'll reach a point where we will actually use a polish on the balls in major events, but it will be perhaps at a lesser rate than we did use in Lisbon. So, you know, we will get somewhere with this, and hopefully we'll bring the satisfaction of the players along with us, and we'll find some results.
We all like drama, we all like to see those shots that are missed under pressure, but something happening in snooker that is nobody's fault and is completely random is very unfair. Unfair on everybody, and now we've found the answer, there's no need for us to have it anymore.